Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha, and in this video I'm going to be giving you 10 top tips to be a more productive mom, inshallah. Let's get started. So the first tip is to create a schedule for yourself, and this could be, even if you haven't had time to plan it beforehand, something that you do first thing in the morning just for 5 minutes. Create a plan so you know exactly what you need to do throughout the day. There's some things you probably do out of routine, out of habit that you do anyway, but there might be some other things, for example appointments or some really big tasks that you've got to schedule in. So decide what you're going to be doing first. This means that you're using your time more effectively and that you know exactly what's coming up, because sometimes you end up procrastinating when you've got something especially quite big to do. You might think about it for so long that you don't end up getting it done, or you're not looking forward to it. But you can say to yourself, look, by 10 till 11 I'll do this and then I'll be done. Or if you won't be finished, at least you can say, I'm just going to allocate an hour to do this particular longer task, so that I've done it for an hour today and then I'll give it an hour tomorrow and not worry about it, inshallah. Tip number 2 is prioritize tasks. Now this is really important because you'll have big tasks and you'll have little tasks, or important tasks and not so important tasks. So also always make sure you know which ones you are doing first. Always prioritize so you know which tasks you need to do first, whichever ones are the most important. Or for example, if you've got young children and they go to sleep at a certain time, try and put tasks in at that time that you need to get done when the children are sleeping rather than when they're awake. Or think about what you can do when the kids are awake or at different times of the day. But if you prioritize certain things that need to be done by a specific deadline, then at least you know you'll get those things out of the way first. Tip number 3 is to delegate tasks. Now as moms, we're really good at doing everything ourselves, or trying to do as much as we can ourselves. I would really encourage you to delegate tasks. Even younger children, you'd be surprised, would be quite happy to be given a job. Even something like find the pairs of socks. That's a game we play in our house. I'll just put all the socks that have been out of the laundry and dried in a pile and ask them to make pairs, right? Or whatever it is in your house that needs doing, involve the children. It'll not only make them responsible, it'll also ensure that they're better equipped for life, and also make sure that you're not doing all the work, inshallah. Think about which tasks you can delegate to your other half and which tasks you can delegate to your children or whoever else lives with you in the house, so that you can free up some time to do those more important things. Number 4 is it's really important to take a break. You might be thinking, a break? What break? I'm so busy. But this is really important because you're a human being. You are not a machine, even though sometimes it feels like it. You do need time to recharge your batteries and to just regain yourself. So if you need 5 minutes time out, take 5 minutes time out. Go and grab a tea or coffee, sit in a corner, have a drink, do whatever you need to do to have those 5-10 minutes to yourself, which could be really hard again if you have little children running around or you have a lot going on. But you need to find time in the day, just 5 minutes, even if you can keep the children engaged and busy doing something else whilst you take out this time for yourself. Number 5 is making time for self-care. We talked about self-care in a previous video, which you can see on my channel, but take time out to do something that's either emotionally or physically good for you. It could even be a hobby. It could even be a hobby, not a hobby. It could even be a hobby like, I don't know, painting, reading, whatever it is that you actually enjoy doing just for yourself. It doesn't even be something that's a necessity, just something that you enjoy. Because one of the things I hear from a lot of moms is when you become a mom, you neglect yourself completely and just do everything for your children, which is wrong. You should really try and find, maybe there was something that you used to do before you became a mom, or even before you got married, something that you've got an interest in. Just spend a little time, even if it's once a week, that time for yourself. And it's really important, you know, if you need to speak to whoever's important in your life, for example your husband or your mom or someone, to help you watch the children just for that hour a week, I'm sure they'd be more than happy to help. But we often neglect ourselves, so don't do this, inshallah, and you'll find that you'll be looking forward to that hour every week, and also that you're doing something for yourself. Number 6 is to stay connected. Stay connected with other moms, stay connected with other people in your circle that are similar to you. It's really nice to meet up once in a while. So you don't even need to meet up if this is not feasible for you. You can stay in touch numerous ways nowadays. You can do it via WhatsApp groups, Telegram groups, Facebook groups, whatever you usually use. You'll find out that there's so many groups nowadays. I would really encourage you to try and do it in person. This is what we do in our community. Just create a little group where even if you go out and have coffee mornings, even once a month, you know, we plan our coffee mornings so that we have a quiz where we encourage mums and home educated children to come along if they want to, and any little siblings to take part, and everyone just brings a one dish really. So we have loads of food, alhamdulillah, a nice drink and a quiz, and it's really nice and it's really fun. And it also means that you can bounce ideas off each other as well as any concerns. Usually when you're worried about something, it might be that if you tell a couple of people that you trust that are similar to you, they might be either going through the same thing, or they might be have advice that's valuable to you. So there's lots and lots of benefits of doing that, but just make sure you stay connected and in touch with other like-minded people, because we are humans at the end of the day. We're social creatures, and it's really important to do this. Tip number 7 is just to set realistic expectations for yourself. Don't try and be someone that you're not, first of all, and don't try and compare yourself to maybe someone that you think that's achieved a lot more. You are your own person. Just try your best, and don't build yourself up for failure, that you're going to be doing a huge amount and you know you haven't got the time, energy, effort or resources to be doing it, whatever that is. Just set some realistic expectations in any area of your life. Number 8 is use technology to your advantage. So I mean things like organizers or to-do lists or the groups that I've just mentioned. So if there's anything that you can do where you can write it down, or you can put an alarm in when you're worried that you might forget, just do that, so you know that this can help you when the time comes, inshallah. So in this way you can use technology to your benefit. Number 9 is to meal prep in advance. So if you know that you're going to be cooking every day, and if you know that you're going to be spending a lot of time cooking and you don't want to, or maybe you enjoy cooking, who knows, but if you know that it's going to take up time, see if it's worth for your family if you can meal prep in advance. It doesn't need to be weeks and weeks in advance, maybe just for the next couple of days, or maybe just for that week, so that you know that that's one less thing for you to worry about. Even if you don't actually cook the food, just make a plan of the actual items, the recipes that you're going to be using that week, and what shopping you need to do for those recipes, so that you're a little bit more prepared, knowing what's coming. And that'll also help you to feel a little bit less stressed when the time comes, because you'll know exactly what you're eating, when you're eating. And it's nice to just put up a little menu in your kitchen so the whole family knows what you're eating. And who knows, you might even get the children involved in then preparing for the food or going to buy certain ingredients, and that could be like a whole thing that you do with your family, if that's something that you enjoy doing, inshallah. And finally, number 10, which is probably the most important, is stay flexible. Sometimes the circumstances change and you can't do the things that you want to do in a particular day or a particular week. But when this happens, train yourself to feel calm and collected, not to get upset, not to get too emotional. Read your du'as, just adapt and change things. This is something that really does affect almost everyone, I can guarantee it. There's sometimes things unexpectedly out of the blue crop up that you're not going to be able to do what you do in your daily routine or in your weekly routine, and it throws you off. And if you're somebody who's absolutely stickler for routine, this can really upset you. I know some people who do the same things every day, so if something puts them back, it sets them back, they'll get really upset, because they'll say, I didn't have time today to do a particular chore because this and this happened. When actually it's life. Just say alhamdulillah, things happen, but be prepared not to get really upset and stressed by it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.